It's 2 a.m. and you're still awake. You can't sleep because your brain has decided that right now, at this exact moment, is the perfect time to replay that conversation from 3 days ago. Word by word, tone by tone, you're analyzing what they said, what you should have said. You're rewriting dialogue like a director editing a film that's already been released. And the worst part? You can't make it stop. They've told you to let it go, to stop overthinking, to just move on already. And you've tried. But 5 minutes later, you're back in that moment, watching it play out again from a different angle. Here's what nobody tells you about this mental loop you're stuck in. It's not about the conversation. It never was. Your brain isn't replaying that moment because it was particularly important. It's replaying it because something about it felt unresolved. And your mind hates unresolved. Think about the last time you walked out of a room and couldn't remember if you locked the door. That nagging feeling that pulled you back to check. That's your brain's alarm system detecting an open loop. And conversations, they leave more open loops than anything else in your life. During that conversation, your brain was recording everything. The words, yes, but also the micro expressions. The pause before they answered, the slight shift in their tone, the way they looked away when you asked that question. Most of this happens below your conscious awareness. You're talking, they're talking. Everything seems fine on the surface, but underneath, your subconscious is flagging anomalies, little moments that didn't quite add up. And now, hours or days later, your brain is trying to solve the puzzle. Did they mean what they said? Or was there something else underneath? Were they upset with you? Did you say something wrong? Your mind is scanning the footage, looking for clues you missed in real time. It's investigation. Psychologists call this rumination, but that word makes it sound like a disease. What it really is? Post-processing. Your brain didn't have enough processing power during the actual conversation to analyze everything. So it's doing it now, in the shower, while you're trying to fall asleep, during meetings when you should be paying attention to something else entirely. But here's where it gets complicated. Sometimes you're not even replaying what actually happened. You're replaying what could have happened. The conversation branches off into alternate timelines. If I had said this instead, they would have said that. If I had been funnier, smarter, more articulate, you're running simulations. Testing different versions of yourself against the same scenario to see which one would have produced a better outcome. This is your brain's way of preparing for next time. It's building a database of social scripts. What works? What doesn't? What to avoid? What to lean into? Every replay is a training session. You're not obsessing. You're learning. The problem is, your brain doesn't have an off switch. It doesn't know when the lesson is over, and there's something else happening that you probably haven't noticed. The conversations you replay aren't random. They're always the ones where you felt seen, judged, misunderstood, vulnerable. The casual small talk, your brain deletes that immediately. But the conversation where someone said something that landed weird, where you revealed more than you meant to, where you felt exposed, that's the one your mind wants to autopsy. Because those moments carry emotional weight, and your brain is trying to figure out if that weight is safe to carry, or if you need to put it down. It's asking, did I mess up? Do they still like me? These aren't small questions. These are survival questions dressed up in social clothing. So what do you do with this? Because I know the replaying is exhausting. First, understand what your brain is actually trying to do. Every replay is an attempt to extract meaning, to learn, to prepare. But at some point, you have to close the loop manually. Ask yourself, what am I actually trying to figure out? If the answer is whether they're mad at me, then no amount of mental replay will give you that answer. If the answer is whether I said the right thing, the truth is, there is no right thing. There's only what you said, and you can't unsay it. Give your brain a different job. Write down what you're replaying. Once it's on paper, your mind can stop trying to hold on to it, or talk it through with someone who wasn't there. Saying it out loud breaks the loop because you're forced to summarize instead of replay. You're someone whose brain takes social interactions seriously, who processes deeply, who learns from experience. The replaying isn't the problem. It's staying stuck in the loop that is. And now that you know what your brain is actually trying to do, you can help it finish the job instead of running the same scene forever. Close the file. The conversation is over.